Hello and welcome to the United Man. My name is Shane. This is the latest on Manchester United transfer news now. Now we're going to be going through all the latest in fact and fiction in terms of Manchester United dealings, who we've been linked to, what's true and what's false.
The mic, making sure production's tight.
Right, so if you want to stay up to date with all the latest news, views, reactions, and truths instead of myth, make sure you're keeping it locked with the United Man. Make sure you're subscribing, liking, and sharing is the best way to help the channel. Okay, let's get into it. Now, with relation to Jadon Sancho, it's been said in the German football news kicker that Dortmund aren't budging. They are, for want of a better word, digging their heels in. Now, they're looking on having their valuation of 120 million euros met. Now, obviously with the coronavirus or COVID-19, whichever you want to call it, there's been a well-documented 45 million pounds loss due to, obviously, crowds being affected, shirt sales, TV, all that kind of stuff. Now, that being said, Dortmund have come out and said there is still no logical reason that they can see to cut the price that they're asking for Jadon Sancho. Now, there's another little tidbit that's been knocking around in relation to Dortmund want to supposedly or reportedly want to have the deal sewn up by, as you've heard already, August the 10th. Now, that is in relation to Dortmund's training camp, and they're going to be including Jadon Sancho in that if he is still at the club at the time. Now, what they're using as sort of an accelerator to trying to get the deal done is saying that if the deal for Jadon Sancho isn't done by that date and he comes to the training camp with them, then there will be no deal to be done over this summer, and they're confident they'll keep him for the next coming season. But hold the press, stop, red alert, exclamation mark. Jadon Sancho wants to leave and wants to come to Manchester United, as it is widely reported. Manchester United want to buy Jadon Sancho. The players already know him, and well, most of the England players already know him and want to play with him at club level. Borussia Dortmund, well reported again, they're willing to make a deal if the price is right. And end of the day, money talks. Now, it's believed that Manchester United sort of, well, if you like, made an opening bid to test the waters of around 98 million euros, which was swiftly rejected, it would seem, by Borussia Dortmund. Having said that, as I've said already, Borussia Dortmund are willing to sell. Jadon Sancho wants to come to Manchester United, and Manchester United want to buy Jadon Sancho. So all three major P's are in the pods. The only thing now is agreeing a fee. Now, it's even been widely reported that Jadon Sancho has had personal terms agreed quite some time ago, which was the case with Bruno Fernandes, where he'd agreed personal terms with Manchester United months and months before the deal actually got done. Now, that isn't the most encouraging thing to hear. However, this is Manchester United. This is how we seem to do business when it comes to the biggest superstar names or the biggest transfer dealings. Now I hear you say, well, Shane, is the deal going to get done or not? Yay, I say to thee, yay. Now, as I mentioned before, and I've said time and time again in some of my videos, it reminds me of the Bruno Sanchez deal where, sorry, Bruno Fernandes deal, where the deal, well, the stories broke early January. I think it was 8th of January, something like that. And we didn't get the deal done till last week in January. And everyone was saying, oh, the deal's not going to get done. Oh, we're not going to get Bruno. Well, it's done. Man United are rubbish. You know, all that kind of stuff. And I was maintaining throughout the whole way through, it's a case of when and not if. Now, if you know anything about Manchester United and how we've done our transfer dealings in the past, it's just never straightforward. It's never just go and get your man done whilst we're still in the season, like Chelsea have with Timo Werner, like Chelsea have with Hakim Ziyech, like Liverpool did with Nagamoto. What's his name? It's not Nagamoto. But anyway, like they did with the guy from RB Leipzig, like it seems as though Man City have done with Ferran Torres from Valencia. Minamoto, that's the guy from Liverpool. That's it, yeah. But yeah, we don't do that. We can never do things straightforward or simple or quick, fast, and in a hurry. We have to drag everything out. We have to make everything into a saga and make all the United fans suffer inevitably. Now, it's also been mentioned in terms of relation to Jadon Sancho that Liverpool are in for him, and also reported, this is the Mirror by the way, also reported that he would prefer a move to Liverpool because he wants to win titles and he has a better chance to do so at Man City, at Liverpool. Get it out. In any case, that just seemingly just media hype, or Borussia Dortmund indeed trying to drop a story to one of England's main newspapers to try and hurry Man United along, or send them into, if you like, panic mode so they can get a deal done or pay the ransom fee that they're looking for. So for me, that's just not a non-starter. It's only Manchester United that I believe he's looking to join. But let's watch this space on that one. The deal, I believe, is a case of when and not if. Now, as the transfer window is open, all the media hype is going to increase as the days go on. Obviously, it's been mentioned that Kingsley Coman would be an option as a replacement for Jadon Sancho not coming to Manchester United. Again, there may be some truth in that in terms of Manchester United looking at him and indeed inquiring about him. That is just good business sense, just in case the worst happens and we don't secure the services of Jadon Sancho. But in terms of him being ahead of Sancho in the race, that's just not the case. We're after Bruno Sancho. Spit it out, man. Get it right. Jadon Sancho. Now on to the outs. It's been documented that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is looking to have another mass clear out this summer. Names, obviously the obvious one is Alexis Sanchez. He's on 400k a week. Inter Milan don't want to pay that. He's been on loan to them this season. He's made an impression on them to say they want to sign him. They don't want to pay that much amount of money for him. Sorry, his wages. So they want him to take a massive pay cut, which will probably include Manchester United paying his wages, some top up on his wages for the remainder of his 2-year contract with us. But in the interim, Inter Milan are looking to do a deal to bring him permanently from Manchester United to Inter Milan. Now, some of the other players listed or mentioned as some of the other mass exodus players from Manchester United is Jesse Lingard, Marcus Rojo, Joel Pereira, Andreas Pereira, even Diogo Dalot has been offered to Barcelona. Anyway, Phil Jones has also been offered a way out of Manchester United. Now, if we can get all of those guys gone, then great. The only person I'd say maybe keep around a squad as a squad player is probably Jesse Lingard, because I believe we've got cover at all the other positions in depth enough. Now, obviously, since Pogba and Bruno have come back, as you've seen, realistically, Andreas Pereira isn't going to get anywhere near this squad. Diogo Dalot, since Timothy Fosu-Mensah has come back, he's the cover for Wan-Bissaka and he can play left back. Brandon Williams is covered for Luke Shaw. Joel Pereira isn't going to get anywhere near the goalkeepers lineup as we've signed a young goalkeeper last summer as well. We've also got Romero as a replacement for De Gea in some of the games, and you've also got Dean Henderson who's out on loan, which brings me nicely onto my next point. As Ollie said, he sees Dean Henderson as the future Manchester United #1 goalkeeper and England #1 goalkeeper, which is obviously nice for Dean Henderson to hear. But until he is that Manchester United successor, obviously it's just empty words. Having said that, Manchester United are looking to, obviously his loan's finished now at Sheffield United, whether they loan him back to Sheffield United or not remains to be seen. However, they're looking to extend his contract by another 5 years just to secure his services making sure, you know, he's going to be in Manchester United for a lot longer and his head doesn't get turned elsewhere. Right, so that is the breakdown on Manchester United transfer news. I shall keep you posted on all the transfer latest news, and I shall also be doing bits like Manchester United player of the season, defender of the season, midfielder of the season, attacker of the season, and where we think we're going to be next season. So stay tuned, keep it locked with the United Man, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.